Hello my fellow smug ones, I hope you're all okay. Well, it seems like Disney Plus has lost its mind a bit because they're not letting kids watch certain kids' films. Let's begin. Okay, as many of you all know, I don't have a dedicated upload schedule, so the best way to see my videos as soon as I put them online is by clicking that subscribe button and notification bell. Okay, this story is from Techradar, and it says Disney Plus won't let kids watch Peter Pan and Dumbo anymore. And that is, to me, absolutely crazy, isn't it? I used to love when I was a child watching films like Dumbo and Peter Pan and a few others with my family. But let's read on and see what this is all about. Disney Plus has withdrawn some of its most popular movies from children's profiles due to what Disney described as negative depictions of other cultures. Here we go. The more woke warnings. Though to be honest with you, I can understand why some companies put warnings before their programs to cover themselves legally. However, I do not think they should remove them from profiles because it will stop people enjoying them, just like they probably did with their parents years and years ago. It reminds me of a little while ago when either the BBC or Netflix, one of the two, wanted to remove an episode of Fawlty Towers from their streaming platform. However, that was until John Cleese came out and he said, well, actually, to be honest with you, we were laughing at the person who made the comment, not with them, which then led to them keeping it on their platform. However, this seems to be the problem nowadays. Quite often, they just want to edit our history and edit our cultures rather than just putting plain warnings about them. And to be honest with you, I think that's got to stop. Anyway, let's read on. The move, which was picked up first by news outlet 1011 Now, never heard of that, means that kids will no longer be able to view classic films, including Peter Pan and Dumbo. The Aristocrats, no way, and live-action Swiss Family Robinson flicks have also been impacted by the decision. And this seems crazy, doesn't it? I mean, surely those programmes have got the ratings for children's programmes, like either PG or U. So there's no reason that they should not be on there. And if Disney says, oh, well, children are too young to read those warnings, then obviously it is up to the parents. However, if children are too young to read those warnings, the parents will most likely put the film on for them anyway, wouldn't they? So in my opinion, there's no excuse for this. It's just crazy, really. And it makes you wonder what they're going to act next, doesn't it? Possibly a Herbie film for having the wrong type of car. I mean, who knows? Disney has been taking steps to ensure that content on its streaming service is inclusive and representative of today's audiences. Some of its older films, including those mentioned above, portray outdated stereotypes of ethnic minority groups and cultures, so Disney has removed them from the back catalogue of kids' profiles. But not adults' profiles, I'm guessing, so they're probably perfectly happy for adults to watch them, just not the children. And that's bad, isn't it? Because it's kind of like taking the decision away from the parents, isn't it? In the FAQ section of Disney Plus Help Centre, the company goes into more detail about the change, answering a question about whether content is available on programs set up for children. Disney reveals that titles with a content advisory notice related to negative depictions and/or mistreatment of people and cultures have been excluded. Disney adds that there may be some variations in the availability of specific titles when using kids' profile in different regions, which suggests that some users may be able to access these films. Which is strange because you would have thought that if they had a problem with it, they would have banned it worldwide. I mean, I'm not complaining. I don't think they should ban it at all. But just to do it in certain parts of the world seems a bit silly to me. Adult profiles, however, can still access the removed kids' content. This is Disney's latest initiative to be a more inclusive company and for its employees and its fan base. As for the company's Stories Matters website explains, Disney storytellers have the power and responsibility to not only uplift and inspire, but also consciously, purposefully, and relentlessly champion the spectrum of voices and perspectives in our world. It just seems a little bit wrong and silly to me to take kids' films away from children. And admittedly, I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I can't remember Peter Pan being bad at all. As part of that drive, Disney is constantly reviewing its back catalogue with the aid of outside experts to ensure its productions fall in line with the new ethos. Outside experts say, I wonder if it's anything like this.
Sir, I've got the list of films rated U or PG.
Ah, good, thank you. Send them to the woke department for inspection at once. Okay, I'm guessing there's nothing like that at all, although we don't know, do we? Any movie or TV show that negatively depicts or mistreats people and cultures receives a country advisory notice, which, yes, you can understand, but they've covered themselves by giving the warning. Why can't they just leave it as that? Which informs people that some of the views and portrayals expressed within a production are outdated. Rather than removing this content, well, they kind of have from children's programs, it sounds like, doesn't it? Disney has stated that the movies and series fall under this umbrella, present an opportunity to spark conversation and open dialogue on history that affects us all. It's unclear if other movies and TV shows are affected by the move, so it's worth checking your children's Disney Plus profiles if you're unsure. Okay, as many of you can guess, I live in the UK, so let's try this out over here. Let's click on my girlfriend's son James's account. He's 8 years old, so he's got a child account. And let's search for a few of these things. Okay. Let's search for Peter Pan first, shall we? Peter Pan. We've got Return to Neverland, but that's not quite a Peter Pan, is it? Let's try Dumbo. No results for Dumbo. Unbelievable. Says some content may be hidden due to parental controls. Okay, let's go to my account then. Right, let's see. First of all, Peter Pan. See, we've got actually Peter Pan. Disney says this is it's a cartoon, and Disney says this is from, look, 0 age. So even though they're saying it's from, like, basically birth, they're not letting the children watch it, are they? I mean, James, like I said, is 8 years old, and they're not letting him watch it on their account, even though they specifically say it's for children of his age. Let's try Dumbo, see if Dumbo comes up. Dumbo. See, we've got 3 films for Dumbo. Although the first 2 is obviously what we're talking about, the elephant. Let's see what age they say Dumbo is from. 6+, so James could still watch that one. And this one, when's this one from? This is from 12+. So I'm guessing that may not be available in his profile because he's only 8. However, the first one should have been. So unfortunately, it does look like we're one of the countries affected by this, and it makes you wonder what films they'll be banned from next, doesn't it? I mean, this whole thing seems a little bit crazy in my opinion. I can understand that for legal reasons they may have to put a warning before the TV show, but to remove them from children's accounts completely just seems crazy in my eyes. It's kind of like taking the decision away from the parents and saying, no, we will tell you what films your children are allowed to watch. It's so wrong, isn't it? It really is. And we are unfortunately slowly moving down this path. And obviously those films were made for children in the first place. And it's just a great shame that Disney seems to not want children to watch these children's films. I mean, they're old classics, aren't they? Anyway, let me know what you think. Here are some of my other videos for you to watch next. If you're a legend, click that like button down there. It really does help me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.